viewers, welcome back, and today I'm going to be going over some MMA moves, some of the kickboxing, some of the form. You know, something about MMA that I want to always remind people. People either really love it or they really hate it, oftentimes because they're afraid of it. Most people are afraid of it because they just don't know it or they feel uncomfortable. So I'm going to continue to go over some of these drills, some things that, you know, some of the basic concepts of it that you guys can just continue to go through. I feel like once you grasp a hold of this, all the other combinations and stuff will start to take shape. They'll take hold. You'll feel natural with it. You'll start to feel the reason or the concept behind why I continue to do it. Because those of you who are doing it right, you should feel this in your calves, your core, your arms, even your legs. It stretches out your hamstrings during the kicks. So there's so many good components when it comes to workouts like this that I will continue to push whether you guys like it or not. All right, now the first one, last time I talked about some of the shuffling, so I want to go over that again. One of the major components that people misunderstand is just the basic stance. So I'm going to give you the basic boxing conventional stance, and it's essentially this. You're back on your toe here. I'm going right-handed now. I'll switch it to southpaw in a second. But you're coming back here. Notice I'm on my toes. That is for pivot action. Again, I said last time I did this is that a lot of your strength in boxing and kickboxing and anything in MMA is in your hips. It's not your arms. The reason why you want to be on your toes is when you're pivoting and you're throwing that punch, this is where the power comes from. And then from here, you're protecting your right side of your chin, and your left comes in like that. So it should look, this is the conventional look. This is, any boxer knows this. You want a good stance here. You basically consider the feet right here. That's an imaginary line. You never want to cross. You have a good solid base, slightly bent on the legs. And when I throw the right jab, or the straight right rather, I'm pivoting and striking. Notice where the shoulder goes. It protects my face. A lot of times you'll see when people get lazy, they're down here. We all do it. Your arms get heavy. You don't want to strike anymore. You start dropping the elbows. Just keep in mind, this is where you want to be, just like that. Now, the reason this is just a conventional move because it's actually traditional to protect yourself when you're throwing the punch, somebody can't strike you there. So the same thing with a jab. The jab is just a little step and punch. Same deal. Did you notice that shoulder? Right there. Still protecting the jaw as I'm striking. So like a basic 1-2, step, watch the hips. So another thing, I did this last time, is just hold your hands up and just get used to pivoting on your toes. Just like this, right and left. Get used to this. And then once you get used to that, just throw a little punch. Feel the difference than just doing that. Now sometimes I will have people do this because I want you to focus just on core or arms. But ultimately, this is where you want to be. It's a full body move. Keeping the hands up. Now, it's not this, bringing it down. That might work in karate or whatever, but this, in the real world, we protect our face. So you want to go left, right. Plus, it's also, fitness-wise, I want you to work those shoulders. I want you to work the triceps. I want you to keep those hands up, left to right. Here's another basic one. I wanted to touch on the knee to an elbow strike, just a basic combination. It's one of the easier ones, but if you get used to this, I think some of the others will start to also fall into place. Always driving back here. A common mistake, whether it's knees or whether it's kicks, I'll see people start right here and try to throw a knee, but there's no power there. There's no drive. You want to get that range of motion back here. This is where you're pushing off with. You're driving that knee upward. So in order to do that, you need this torque. This is where it happens. Keep your elbows in, or you can drive to the side. I often do it like this, bam, just like that. So you're taking that knee. Think of it just as doing a standing body crunch, basically. That's all it is, driving, elbows in. The harder you jam your elbows to the side, the harder your knee is going to crunch to your chest. You can also do it this way. Either way, they both work. What I do with my heel, it's just that, front pivot, front pivot. Do that a few times before you actually throw the hook. Then throw the hook. If you do it just like that, and then do it like that, you'll feel the difference. So try it like this first. Just throw the hook. It'll feel a little awkward. Notice my hand still protecting my face. Doing it here, now you have power backing that hook, and now it makes sense to you because you go knee, hook, and it all flows knee to front left hook. Knee, hook, knee, hook. Again, always this. So I can only go back to this basic concept. Left to right. Another one's boxer shuffle. For some reason, something as basic as boxer shuffle, people have a hard time, so they jump up and down. They have like what I call square hips. Look, I ain't a dancer. I'm not trying to pretend to be a dancer. However, you don't have to be a good dancer to be good at boxing. You just have to get your hips to work for you. All it is you can start off just left to right, just putting pressure here. Left to right. Now notice, I'm not on my heels when I'm doing that. I'm just going left to right, step left, pressure here, light pressure, and then you just get into a hop, left to right. When you get better at it, you can really get, this truly is a boxing style. That's why they call it a boxer shuffle. You can pivot around. Again, always on the toes. If you get used to your toes, a lot of times people are just like, they're on their heels, they don't know what to do. So it's like, well, I don't know, on your heels, it makes a complete difference. Go on your toes and then just kind of walk around like that. It feels weird at first. Do it by yourself in an apartment or wherever where no one's watching so you don't feel silly, and then just go back and forth. You should be able to do this all day. Another reason, fitness-wise, I want you to get used to that is when you're hopping on your toes, you're engaging your flexor muscles, you're working your calves, and it's helping build muscles around your knees. It protects your joints. It's just downright good for you. There's so many components to boxing. Even boxers have bad habits. But don't let some of those basic components fail you. Meaning, if you practice them, you'll get better at them, you'll learn to enjoy them. And that's all I want to bring up. And every time we do MMA from this point forward, I'm going to try to throw a little technique in there. I'm going to keep reiterating some other things that I talked about in the past and just keep focusing on the pivoting, flexing the core, focusing on keeping your elbows in. If your elbows are out, I talked about this last time, when I see fighters like this, I mean, they just don't have a chance. So don't keep your elbows like this. Like protect yourself. You want to protect the sides. This is the type, you want it nice and tight. You want to be able to move around, pivot. I'm not suggesting you get into fights, but if you ever have to protect yourself and you see someone like this, you know they're in trouble. So you don't have anything to worry about. Okay, so that's all for today that I'm going to talk about regarding the form and just basic things that you could practice regarding kickboxing, boxing, MMA stuff, and also even just using your core and the balls of your feet to go back and forth and pivot before you strike. Think about your hips as the power point, not your arms. Your arms are just where all that force is basically coming from here to here. This is just the end point. This is where it should start. Okay, I'm going to pull this over here. Let's sit right here. Okay. Am I good right here, Lion Cub? Yeah. Okay, so I'll keep some space just in case I need to go over some other things if you guys have something specific. It also doesn't even have to be regarding kickboxing today if you wanted to talk about yesterday's workout or even, workout that you did. You saw the battery was out of my shoe today, so it's hump day. What do you expect?
We have Avia checking in. Nina, she likes the 10-minute intervals because it makes it easier to tackle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too.
Emelita doesn't have any questions today. Her babies are grumpy though.
Oh no.
But this helped her with her mood.
That's bad enough.
Jesse's checking in. She did this. It was fun. She had to do sprawls on the heel of her hand because she has 2 injured fingers.
You're not the only one going through that, but kudos for you to keep doing it. I'm sorry to hear that, though.
Oh, and some injured toes. She has injured fingers and toes.
Oh, my goodness. Was that from Spartan training?
Volleyball.
Oh, volleyball. Yeah. That's harder than Spartan. It truly is. I think volleyball is a really tough sport. It's awesome to watch. I suck at it. Hi, guys. Hi. Good to see everybody. It doesn't look like we have any questions. You could cut me off when we do. I want to talk about tomorrow and then what to expect. I want to remind you guys what we're doing on Friday because I have not done a workout Friday morning all year, and we are going to actually do that. So I just want to remind you guys that Friday will be at 6:30. So it's regular time through the week, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. The discussion will be Friday flip the script on that. And that's going to be for the next couple weeks. I'm just kind of doing a test run, seeing if it works for my schedule. I know that it disrupts some people's schedule. I know it takes away what people could do in the afternoon to be able to, it was the one time they could join me live. It's one of the reasons I kept it at 12. But it's also based on my schedule, unfortunately. So I have to go around things that I do. And it's one of the reasons I pulled it back. It doesn't change too much. It's just easier for me to get that workout in. The workout videos take more of my energy. Well, I don't know if that's always true. Sometimes the discussions are just as much. They're just shorter. And I need a shorter video for the afternoon right now. And that's kind of the idea. So expect that on Friday. As of tomorrow we're going to be doing upper body strength training. And it will be basically my reps. What you did yesterday, expect some of that tomorrow. But, of course, upper body style. And if you look deeper into the week, you will notice, yes, on Saturday we were doing total body strength training. And, yes, those will be involving dumbbells. So understand that. I will have some other Relentless Warriors in here, so we'll do the best we can. The reps will not be exactly like Mondays and not Monday, strike that. On Tuesday and tomorrow are going to be, but they're going to be similar. I will be doing rep counts, so it won't be tempo stuff. Lion Cub, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, Julie has a question.
Fantastic.
There's a lot of people who checked in, Kate, Julie, Teresa,
What's up,
Mary
guys?
Rose. Julie has a question. Does changing workout time help break through a plateau?
It can. That's not why I'm doing it in this case, but I do it sometimes because sometimes your body just needs an adjustment of routine, and mental adjustment usually is where it starts. So if you're a morning person who likes to work out, I say somebody who's in fantastic shape, maybe add a light workout in the afternoon or the evening, or just change it for a week and say, all right, this week I'm going to work out in the evening. It will be a weird adjustment, but yeah, it can help you break through a plateau. Good question.
Mary Rose asks, any ways to mentally handle not working out? I missed a few days the last week and I drive myself crazy, almost anxiety attack like when I miss.
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough one, especially considering there's no really one right answer. It truly depends on the individual. All I can say is when there are moments, and I know it's easier for me to say this because I literally get workouts in. That's what I do for a living, so I work out for a living, essentially. So even when I miss my other routine workouts, it's a little bit easier for me. When there are moments, and I've had them in my life, where you just can't work out, I usually before bed try to get something. And this is what I used to do. I would take 2 minutes before I went to bed or when I first woke up to do something. If I first woke up, I would do 2 minutes of burpees nonstop. I'd just do as many burpees as I can for 2 minutes. Everybody's got 2 minutes. If nothing else, you're at least getting your heart rate up and you're waking yourself up. You feel a little bit better. You feel a little bit more energized, and you're still getting some of those like components of dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, things that you get to enjoy while you're working out. So I could recommend something like that. In the evening, I don't necessarily recommend you do something that intensive as far as burpees, but push-ups would work. Push-ups will still get your heart rate up, but not to the degree something like burpees would do. And perhaps you can even pull the time back, maybe a minute of push-ups or 30 seconds of push-ups. But everybody has something like that. And unfortunately, if that's where you're at right now, I'm sorry, but there's no reason why you couldn't incorporate a couple minutes here and there. Good question. It's a frustrating thing. I'm sorry that you're going through it. I wish I had a better answer, but that will, if nothing else, it'll help your mindset, your psyche kind of adjust to that until you can, get some time to do it. Full workouts.
Adolfo, Chris, Anna checking in. Nina has a question.
Yes. What's up, guys?
How much of a range on the dumbbells for Saturday?
Light to moderate. I don't plan on doing anything that's extremely heavy, meaning most of this will be standing position. We are going to be on our backs a few times with doing some bridge flies. I will tell you this, we're not going to be doing like pressing as far as like chest press where you have to do like heavier weight. I'm trying to think. So some of the chest things we're doing are going to be flies. That's usually what I recommend, going lighter or more moderate. The only thing that I can remember as I'm kind of going through that workout, and it changes a couple times through the week, but right now I do have rows in there, but the rows are at a different component because it's more of a functional row, so that's also light. So as I'm thinking, and I'm speaking out loud, but I would say moderate to lighter. So if you're used to doing like 10s and then your heavy is like 30, I would say 10s, 12s, 15s, 20s should be sufficient. You could essentially probably get through this with just moderate weight through the whole time. One moderate, one light.
Anna asks, can I foam roll before workouts?
Absolutely. Was this Anna or Anna?
Anna.
Oh, Anna. Anna, yes, you can. In fact, a good way to do foam rolling is a little bit different before a workout. And the reason why I would say that is this is one of those times where you can actually foam roll faster at a faster pace. A lot of times at the end of a workout, I'll say it's light, and it's not like rolling dough. You want to basically spend some time on the muscles, loosening it up. When you're doing it before a workout, you can add hamstring. So you could just like roll it fast. Loosen it up, go to the other leg, roll it, go back. When it starts to feel warmer, and it can warm your muscles up, then you're probably good to go. But yeah, absolutely. I do it all the time, actually. I've never done it on video, but now you gave me an idea of something I can show in the future, and I probably will now. So good question. Thank you for that one. Hope your hamstring's doing better, by the way.
Chris and Nina comment on Mary Rose's thing. Chris says when she misses, she just tries to refocus on how specifically she's going to get back up on track and not beat herself up. Yeah. And Nina said when she wasn't allowed to work out due to recovery, she would busy herself with art, something to distract her mind and something soothing.
That's awesome. Better advice than me. I went right to fitness because that's, find something that means something to you, and who knows, you might find a new talent. It's tough. You know, my answer for everything usually is like when things are like when my psyche's going wrong, I resort to fitness. So if fitness was taken away, that would be a brutal one. I probably would resort to something like Anna said, maybe drawing or, find some people read or, in Chris's case, focusing on how you're going to get it back. And, maybe it's a good time to rewrite a program. So when you're ready or you have time or you're feeling healthy again to do that, you'll have that journal ready for you. And you should keep some sort of fitness journal. I don't anymore, but I used to. I used to have a fitness journal. I would keep track of every day, all the exercises. Somebody asked me that before, like how many exercises do I have? I couldn't tell you. Probably hundreds. I know I have, at this point in my life, if I pulled them all together, thousands of workouts. So you should keep track of your results. And sometimes even when you can't get to that point where you can't work out or your health keeps you from working out, just thinking about it will put you in a better frame of mind of saying, I remember when I jumped this way. So when I get back, I'm going to do this. Paprika, that's a good suggestion. And Anna as well, between mixing art and mixing, looking at the past and keeping a positive mindset. All right, guys, it looks like that's all we have for today. I know that kickboxing has mixed results as far as what people like and dislike, and that's never going to sway me from not giving it to you. The ones that love it, good job. The ones that hate it and did it, even better. I'm proud of you because I know that this is something that's out of your comfort zone. And when I was younger, I hated leg day. Hated it. Not because I just hated the way it made me feel. All day I was sore. But I did it more and more and more. And before I realized that one of my favorite days is leg day. I'm not suggesting that cardio kickboxing or MMA or any of this stuff is ever going to be your favorite. But I will tell you this, the more you put into this, the better you'll get at it. And you will not see it as the nemesis that you currently do if that's your case right now. Give it a chance. And keep working at it because you are going to see it challenge your body differently than your traditional HIIT workouts. And certainly in a different component than your strength training. So I will be incorporating this and other stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. By the way, we're getting closer to the moment of The Poet's going to be doing a live workout coming soon. And I'll have to talk to Rich on exactly what day that is. I think it's a week from Sunday. And then from that point, once a month, Paprika is going to be doing a live workout on Sundays on YouTube. So we have the Poet working the Facebook page, and you have you have Paprika working on YouTube. So I'm pretty excited to see those two go at it and do their live workouts. It's going to be interesting for me to sit on the sidelines and watch. I'm really excited about those two. They're going to bring a lot of energy. I'm only bringing it up so you guys are aware of it, that we're bringing more stuff, and some of it will be free. The YouTube, the one on YouTube going live is going to be free. They're both free at this point, and certainly the one on Facebook. We're trying to get Facebook's platform back to the way it started. Live workouts started for me on Facebook, and I walked away from that when I started using YouTube. And certainly when YouTube's live format got better, the interesting thing, and this doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but it was funny because Facebook made their live platform a whole lot more user-friendly when they first jumped into it. And YouTube had live for, a couple years before that, and they didn't do anything with it. And then they suddenly said, whoa, we got to get better at live. And I will say, YouTube has the best live platform out there right now. I have to give them the nod and kudos when, in fact, I turned my back on them originally. But Vimeo's got a ways to go. If you notice, we've been streaming through YouTube for some time. What happens is we'll stream through YouTube. We eventually bring it on Vimeo, and then you can download it. So Vimeo still has a purpose. Their live will get better. But Facebook has always had a pretty decent live. Their quality isn't as good, but their ability to stream and their ability to stream in such a broad fashion, I feel like is one of the best. So I'm excited to see some of the workouts going back to that page. How we doing, Lion Cub?
No more questions, just
Good.
People talking about how awesome the workouts and Scott and Chris are.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it as well. So, guys, I appreciate it. Happy Hump Day. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for strength training. And then, of course, on Friday where we do zombie training. And that's in the morning. It's in the morning, guys. Don't miss it. Zombie's going to be a little bit different. Notice we have been doing these HIIT things in 10-minute intervals. That's going to be the same. So we're going to have a record. Let's see how many times we can beat zombie. We have 4 different matches against the zombies, and whoever wins the most wins the overall. So let's see if we can beat the zombies. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Always remember, eat healthy, train hard, most especially have fun. I'm Relentless Jake. You remember to stay focused, stay dedicated, and I'll see your beautiful faces mañana. And Line Cub, say bye.
Bye.
And I'm out. Bam! Let me introduce myself by telling you what I am not. I'm not your traditional 30-day workout program. I don't count calories, I don't use scales, and I don't use tape measures. I focus on reps, fun, challenging, and creative exercises, and multi-dimensional fitness routines to get you in the best shape of your life. How's that for a gauge? I'll see you on the training floor.